Welcome back. Is history being reworked in poll-bound Karnataka after pitting Hindutva ideologue V.D. Savarkar against Tipu Sultan? The BJP has now started a new controversy over who killed Tipu. In an effort to draw in a politically powerful Vokaliga community, multiple BJP leaders have been claiming it's not the British or the Maratha army who killed Tipu Sultan, but actually two Vokaliga leaders called Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda. This has, of course, been repeated by BJP leaders like C.T. Ravi, Ashwath Narayan and Gopalaya. So, who exactly are Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda? They are supposed to be Vokaliga chieftains who first came up in 2022 in the play titled Tippu Nija Kanasagulu, written by Addana Kariyappa. Kariyappa's play was staged at Bhumi Gite in Mysore in November of 2022. He claimed that his play showed the true character of the 18th century ruler, but some historians have refuted Kariyappa and his claim that Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda were actually soldiers of the Hyder Ali army who actually saved and protected Tipu Sultan. So how exactly has the BJP carried forward this Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda narrative? Karnataka Higher Education Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayan was the one who first started this, saying that these two Gowdas were the ones who killed Tipu Sultan. BJP National General Secretary C.T. Ravi then said that a team is busy collecting evidence about Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda. And BJP Minister Muniratna has also announced that his studio will be releasing a movie titled Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda. Now, it's not just restricted to the political spectrum. Two Kannada actors have also been caught in this controversy. Recently, actor Chetan, who was arrested by the Bengaluru police for a tweet in which he said that Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda being called as the killers of Tipu is a lie and that Hindutva is built on lies. Now, Kantara actor Kishore has also jumped in, saying that Vokaligas could be called traitors someday for siding with the British if this campaign goes forward. Quick face-off tonight. Mohan Vishwa is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP and Lavanya Ballal is Congress spokesperson in Karnataka. Mohan Vishwa, you are rewriting history. Many are saying that it is a recorded fact that Tipu Sultan was killed by a British soldier in the final Anglo-Mysore war. Now Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda, and that too without any historical backing?
See, Zaka, I want to tell you one thing. Nowhere in the historical facts, in any British Gazette or Mysore Gazette for that matter, they have told that, British soldiers have killed Tipu Sultan. So even today, it's a mystery. See, regarding Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda, discussion is not happening from past 6 months or 1 year. It's happening from past 4 to 5 years. See, I want to ask, who started all these things? See, when Prime Minister Modi was on a visit to Mandya over here, there was a hoarding about Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda. Post that, there was an issue from the district administration, then later it got removed. So the issue would have been closed over there. But what did Siddaramaiah do? He tweeted that. So he was the one who sparked. Post that, the issue came out. So then you know what happened? What do you say? The Congress, which wrote the history in his own way, started asking questions. Now, even today, what we want to ask Congress is, they projected Tipu Sultan as Tiger of Mysore. I'm telling you, they projected as Tiger of Mysore. Then who killed the Tiger of Mysore? There should be somebody more powerful than Tipu Sultan, right? Why that has been hidden in the history?
No, so as far as I understand, the most definitive account. One second, sir. Hear me out. The most definitive account of Tipu's life in the book called The Tiger of Mysore, written by Kate Prittlebank, clearly says that it was a British soldier who shot at Tipu while he was injured and he was lying on the floor outside his palace. He tried to reach out with his sword. It was a British soldier who shot him dead. This is the most definitive account we've had so far. This Uri Gowda, Nanje Gowda thing has just started in the last few years, and that too clearly for political purposes.
Zaka, you mentioned about a book. I want to mention about one more book where the book has been released by Mr. Deve Gowda himself in 2006, and also Mr. Talvaraya Swamy, who is in Congress today, who was in JDS then. He was the one who wrote forward the book name called The Suvarna Mandya, the 50th year of Mandya district administration. So in that book, written by Mr. J. Javide Gowda, who is also a famous poet, where he mentions about Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda names, where the same Congress called it as a fictional character. Now, the person who is in Congress, who was in JDS then, he himself released the book. Why
okay, so let me ask Lavanya Ballal of the Congress Party, can the Congress Party come forth and make it clear what is your position on Tipu Sultan, what is your position on who killed Tipu Sultan, and do you believe that this is going to be the singular fault line, particularly in the old Mysore region where we're going to see elections in the next few weeks, that it's going to be about Tipu and whether he was a tyrant or whether he was a savior?
Good evening, Zaka. First of all, I feel we should stop living in the past, that is 250-year-old history. We need to look at what has happened in the past 250 days, and we should be looking at how the policy making will be looking in Karnataka for the next 250 weeks. And I think that should be the concern of the Karnataka state right now, rather than living in the past. And, Dr. Sudhakar yesterday commented, he knows the Deve Gowda. Dr. Sudhakar is the health minister of Karnataka, and he does not know Uri And Gowda. And the pontiff of Okaligas has made a request from Adi Chunchanagiri. His Holiness Nirmala Anandanatha Swamiji has said that history should have evidence from that point of time pointing to these things that the BJP say. And he's also requested everybody not to talk about this until we find historical evidence of the existence of Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda. And along with that, Muniratna, when he met...
I'm asking you a simple question. Forget about who killed Tipu Sultan. What is the Congress party's position on Tipu Sultan? Was he a tyrant or was he a benign ruler?
Sorry,
Lavanya Balal, yeah.
Sorry, I lost...
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Forget about who killed or who did not kill Tipu Sultan. What is the Congress party's position on Tipu Sultan? Was he a tyrant or was he a benevolent ruler?
We will not claim him to be a benevolent leader, but we will go along with the history that says he's fought the British in multiple wars. There were 4 wars of Mysore, and he's fought against the British. And when the BJP comes and talks about Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda, when they are saying that these two personalities have killed a man who fought against the British, it also portrays the entire Vokaliga community in a bad light by showing them to be people who have joined hands with the British to kill.
So let Mohan Vishwa then answer that. Basically, then you're also saying that Uri Gowda and Nanje Gowda were actually siding with the British. They were working for the British.
See, Zaka, first point, we will respect the Swamiji's order, obviously. So that's why we are collecting evidence. Swamiji has told that there should be historical evidence. We are collecting the evidence that we are going to submit it to the Swamiji Mutt. So there is no, coming back on that. That is point number 1. Point number 2, as far as Congress spokesperson said, for them, Tipu Sultan might be a freedom fighter. Please understand, for the Mysore dynasty, for the people of Mandya or for the people of Karnataka, Tipu Sultan is never a freedom fighter. And most of you also know, I also know, the first freedom fight started in 1857. At that time, he was a coward, he was a mass converter, he was a mass murderer. So that history has been hidden. The problem with the Congress is...
No, but sir, you're not answering the question. You're not answering the question. There were 4 Anglo-Mysore wars. Who was Tipu Sultan fighting if he was not fighting the British?
See, he was fighting the British. You have to see the time period between those two, what he has done. If he is fighting only for the British, that is one side. Think of other way around. If he is for India, why he was calling, Afghanis to make attack on India? Why he was, converting mass people in Kodawar region, into Islam? Then why he took out...
Lavanya Balal, I'll give you the final word. It is also a fact that Tipu killed tens of thousands of Kodavars. He killed tens of thousands of Catholics in Mangalore. He was a tyrant. I mean, he killed tens of thousands of Hindus in Malabar in Kerala. He was a tyrant to those people who were not of a certain faith.
Zaka, we are never saying he was not a tyrant, as is the rule of that point of time. India was, as an idea, never existed. The BJP spokesperson Mohan Vishwa keeps talking about India. India did not exist pre-1947. It's only 1857 onwards we looked at a united country, and then we call it as India. At that point of time, there were kingdoms who inflicted all kinds of horrors on each other during the battle. It is not just Tipu Sultan, the Maratha ruler, or any other rulers in India. They have inflicted genocide.
I'm completely out of time. Thank you very much to Lavanya Balal, Mohan Vishwa. We'll have to leave it at that. Sorry for the curtailed debate tonight, but we'll try and take this forward another time. Thank you very much for tuning into Brass Tacks. Good night.
Part of it.